This is Boxing Tickets NI in association with SB Sports Chaco. We're here at Pete Taylor's gym and we're delighted to be joined by the one and only Jazza Dickens.
Yes.
How are you, mate?
For the first time.
For the first time?
Yeah.
Who would have thought I'd come to Dublin and interview Jazza Dickens?
Who would have thought as I come to Dublin and get interviewed by you, you know?
I know, this is it. But obviously, I think you might know you're 11 years now as a pro.
Yes.
I think, if box right, you're only 30.
Yeah, believe it or not.
Do you know what, when you think of somebody been involved in professional boxing for 11 years, you probably think, you're about 35. But I guess it's a young man's sport nowadays.
Yeah.
You know, you get in very early on. Does it get any easier?
No, it probably gets harder because if you're doing what you should be doing, you're climbing the ranks, aren't you? And the margins, they get smaller, don't they, as you climb the ranks. So no, it probably gets harder, and so it should. If it gets easier now, that for me means I'm probably taking a step back to where I want to be. So yeah, I don't want it to get easier, I want it to get harder, you know what I mean? I want to fulfill my potential and coming over the years, bringing the most out of me, you know. And the training's actually harder as well, I'm fine with Peter. Training's out of the same structure very different. So yeah, I'm adjusting myself here, so it's good.
And what's changed with Peter? Pete's style, obviously Pete's well regarded, you know, Katie, you know, probably first and foremost Katie Taylor's father, and got her to where she is, you know, arguably Ireland's greatest ever boxer. Yes. What is it that's changed with Pete's style of boxing that probably is going to bring out even more?
Just technique, perfecting every game, you know, everything just down to a jab. Thinking like the Matrix, you're thinking, because your technique is getting better every day, you're thinking faster, you're more switched on. So you have to work on doing, going 2 phases and working faster, and then going again, just constantly switched on to keep on fighting, you know. And that's the difference here with Peter.
I guess sometimes at different gyms focus on different tactics and different fundamentals, and I guess sometimes, you know, you mentioned the jab here, probably the jab's the most important tool in boxing, and sometimes as you can get complacent in boxing, you start to forget about the jab. You know, the jab, obviously they say unlocks the door to everything else, so you know, probably sometimes reaping it back a wee bit can obviously do you good turns.
When you say I've been pro for 11 years, it's been the opposite for me. When I turned professional, I'm so young, I probably cut my teeth on learning on the job as a professional, you know, and that's rare, isn't it? When the ABAs, like we call it, the All England, when I was age 18, turned pro at 19, so I was probably too young. Although I was winning, I was probably still too young, so I never learned them things, no the jab. I'm learning as I go on in my career. Probably 4 or 5 of them years could have still been spent on the Great Britain team, learning my craft, but I never as a professional, because it was my dreams and I always wanted to say I was a professional boxer as a kid and win a world title. I set off on that journey very early, but I'm learning them things even to this day. I'm still learning.
And I guess, you know, anybody sort of turns over in a sport, sometimes you think before you even turn over and could be a millionaire. You know, before you even turn over, I guess it's the people don't understand of boxing, and I guess now at the age of 30 you're going, maybe an extra couple of years in the amateurs, maybe could have done you an extra turn.
Possibly, but I didn't turn professional for money, you know. That was another thing that was backwards. I had like a bit of a dysfunctional childhood, so everything was backwards. I didn't turn professional to make money. The first fight I had, I got paid after it in an envelope, and I thought, what is this? You know what I mean? I questioned for a second, what is it? And I went, oh yeah, I get paid now. That's amazing now. So everything was backwards, you know what I mean? I turned pro as a kid, really.
And I guess it's just the fact that being professional, sometimes it's achieving your sort of dreams.
Yeah, of course. When I say I turned pro as a kid, I'm glad that the social media back then, although it's only 10, 11 years ago, Twitter was getting off the ground and it weren't what it is now, and I'm glad it weren't, because the kids I was then, fucking hell, I'd be, I don't know, I wouldn't like to be all over the social media, you know what I mean, getting caught for everything that you do these days. You can't do nothing, can you? And I'm glad that social media weren't what it was back then, because I was so immature, just a child when I turned professional, you know.
I guess that's life, I guess, you know, you sort of grew up with it and you sort of going, I'm glad that it wasn't, you know, like 17 or 18 lying at the side of the road, you know, booking after a night out, and you're going, thankfully nobody could put that internet, you know. There's probably stuff that would make money now of Jazza,
I know, yeah.
You know, as a teen. You're probably, what, 6 months on now from the Galahad defeat. Was it probably more a tougher defeat in the fact that you'd been on such a good run, you're over 4 years undefeated? the defeat to Galahad, did it sort of, I guess you've obviously changed gyms and everything else now, but did it sort of, did it hurt more sometimes when you're on that big of a win and run, you know, won the golden contract and you're sort of going, you're in the crest of a wave, and the Galahad defeat is a sort of crushing and blow?
It's hard when you lose at British level, or imagine losing below that. That'd be tough. That is tough, really tough. It's hard to handle, but losing on the world stage and having the backing that I had, not before the fight, after the fight, that's how you can judge. I went back home disgraced to myself, and I was surprised. I was mind blown really by the support that I got. I've never had that much support, win or loss. Like on my social media, the messages you can feed from the social media, and you can be tuned in with the support from your I don't want to say fan base, but the people who watch your fight. You can be tuned in with that support. And after the fight, it was strange to me how much support I got, how much love I got after it. It was strange. So it weren't like losing for the British title, you know what I mean? Like when we boxed last time, I lost the British title, it's back to the drawing board. But this time I've lost. I'm not going back down, you know what I mean? I am still in the top 10. I know I'm around there or thereabouts. I'm ready for the world title again. So it's a little bit different. So I can keep your mind frame positive, knowing that something good can come at any minute. So there's no time to switch off really for the position that I'm in. So losing, you can't say was it better this time or that time. Losing's losing. It's fucking just horrendous either way. You know what I mean? It's the way. It's like someone died. That's what it feels like. Someone's passed away or there's something gone. You can't figure out where the fuck you are for weeks after it. You feel shame, you feel disgrace. It's a hard thing, so I don't want to focus too much on that, because I know good things can come at any minute. So losing either way, no, it's just the same. But I know where I'm at now. I'm in a better position than previous times that I have lost.
Does it sort of hurt then a wee bit looking back, and obviously now seeing Kiko Martinez obviously dethroning Galahad, obviously losing every second, every round, and then lands a massive right hand and it changes it. But I guess probably that shows that it's boxing. That Kiko at the dinosaur sort of age, he's been involved in the sport for so long. Does it sort of give you the belief that sort of regroup, recharge and come back and you can get that world title?
No, so I don't feed off anyone else's, no, because he could be potentially be an opponent for me, so not so much get inspiration from him, but I like to see stuff like that where the persistent man gets his rewards, and good for him, you know what I mean? That's all I think is good for Kiko Martinez right now. That I'm not fighting him, good for that man, you know.
And I guess, you know, like he had so many world title fights, you know, Carl Frampton, Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell Jr. I think as well. He had a lot where he's losing. Pretty much just brought in as the fact that he's a world level sort of opponent. As it's no disgrace to sort of him to be in that fight, and whereas for him now to rip up the form book and go, well, I'm a world champion again, it reinvigorates the sport.
It's unbelievable. I was supposed to fight Kiko about 6 years ago for the European title, and in my mind he was on the slides and I was coming up. That was like 6 years ago. Now he's world champion. Crazy, you know what I mean? Good for him. Good for him. You've got to take your ass off. You can't blag it and say it's fucking what. You know what I mean? It's just good for him. He's done well. He's been persistent. He's got his rewards, and I'm happy for him. Don't know personally, but I'm happy for the story, you know.
And I know Carl Frampton, obviously he retired after his defeat to Jamel Heron, and he sort of looked at Kiko's winning, going, "Can I make a comeback?" And obviously he just knows he can't make a comeback, but that's a sort of good vibe. It's like a sort of movie tale, that, you know, nearly like Rocky, sort of the fact that it's inspired more people to get out there and keep chasing.
Is Carl coming back?
He said he was, after Kiko's victory, he was like, I want to come back, but then he knew in his mind, you know, it was that sort of 2-minute reaction going, I can make a comeback. If Kiko can do it, I can do it.
Kiko's going to get people's brains damaged. People, our fellas in the pub coming back out because they've seen him win, so you need to be careful.
You know, people going from 10 years ago, you have Tony Bell, you never going, I can come back and win another world title.
Kiko's done it, but everyone else needs to be careful because you end up looking like me.
Well, I suppose that wouldn't be a bad thing, you know. But obviously, you know, you looking forward now, there's big fights being made. Obviously, Lee Wood you beat in the semi-final golden contract fights Michael Conlon in just about 5 weeks' time. And obviously, Kiko fights Josh Warrington. Are you sort of looking at you know, potentially getting matched up against the winners of either of them fights?
Yeah, I'd take any one of them 4 opponents right now and be confident. So yeah, I've been in one of them already. Right now, I would say Lee Wood's in the strongest position out of them all, and I've already beaten Lee Wood, so I would happily be confident to be world champion as soon as I get my shot, you know.
And it's one of them, I guess, you know, I probably look at it probably because I'm focused more on Irish boxing, but I sort of look at it and go, you know, for Mick it's probably a good opportunity because, you know, 12 months ago Lee Wood was fighting at domestic sort of level.
Yeah.
Before he obviously faced himself in the semi-final golden contract. He was sort of going, where can I get a fight? Won the British title and obviously then got an opportunity. He probably wasn't expected to win, but put in the hard work and got his rewards.
Yeah, you got to take that off to him as well, because he was on a downer, weren't he? He must have been in a bad position, and he revived his own career. He's done what was necessary to make them adjustments and to make them sacrifices, and now he's world champion. But in terms of Michael Conlan, you can see that in fighting for the world title, the all of Ireland's are buzzing. I love the way the Irish support their own. It's fantastic. If you go out on the street today and say, who's Katie Taylor? People just love her. They idolise her, don't they? And I can't think of many people in any country or anywhere that have that support and love for the sport and heroes, you know what I mean? They love sports and they get behind the fans, so they get behind the fighters, so the fans are amazing here over in Ireland. If an Irishman goes to a different country as well, you can fill out arenas for people who are based in that country. Probably just one of the smallest countries with the biggest reach in the world, isn't it? Mm-hmm. There's Irish everywhere.
Everybody loves the Irish.
It's mad, isn't it, how they support the fighters, but I like it. I love it actually. It's similar to Liverpool. And yeah, for Mick Conlan, I think people are excited for him, and they could not only have Katie Taylor, but they can also have a world champion in Michael Conlan, and you can see that they're excited at the prospects.
And obviously, speaking of both their matchups, who are you predicting they come through in each of them? We don't like people to sit in the fence, I guess, but you'll obviously have a side either way that you probably are ideally looking at and going, I could be facing him or I could be facing him. Yeah. What's sort of in your mind and who's going to win?
If I had to put everything on it, it'd probably be Lee Woods and Warrington. In the fights that I assume that they will be a scrappy one for Warrington. I think Martinez has got more of a shout in this one just because of he's world champion and he's confident, you know what I mean? But what's Warrington's chin saying? He's got to prove the point, hasn't he? He'll have a point to prove in there. If he can't prove that point, he can't take Kiko's power, or he can't overcome Kiko. I would say he's done mentally. The Woods Conlan fight, the experience with Lee Wood, every fight that Mick's had, he should have won. He's the A side, and why not? You know what I mean? But being the A side, sometimes you miss out on them important lessons that you've got to have when you are, not say the B side, but like, who knows what's going to happen, you know what I mean? It's a 50-50 fight, and they're the lessons that you miss out on, but he will definitely get them in this fight. So either way, this is a great fight for Mick. It's a learning fight either way, no matter what. Can he win? Of course he can, but experience wise, thinking logically, not with my heart, I would say that Lee Woods, for me, he has to win the fight.
And I guess, you know, it's a good thing is either way, you know, the fights could go either way. I guess probably in an Irish perspective, probably you would, being based here in Ireland as well, I guess in some ways you wouldn't want to fight Mick because everybody knows you're based in Ireland. It's sort of, it's like, did he take to you? Did he take against you?
Fight anyway. I don't know. I don't care.
You know, but I'm sort of thinking of Jazza Dickens and Michael Conlan at the Fela in August.
Yeah, Irish Jazza Dickens. What would I come out to today? I'll probably come out to some say the devil is dead, the devil is dead.
You maybe think of something that can infuriate them, obviously, you know, coming out with a song that might get them more annoyed, you know, so you can play the villain sort of thing, you know.
No, I don't have to play the villain, you know what I mean? The people are crazy here with me. It's the thing, innit? Like, we see it in England with Andy Joshua and Tyson Fury. Who do you support and who do you want? And who's good and who's not? Him or him. It's not him or him. It's not like that, do you know what I mean? Both fighters are great fighters. Both at one point, both are heavyweight champions of the world. It doesn't have to be him or him, you know what I mean? Unless you know them personally. So, it doesn't have to be like that, you know what I mean? It could just be as you say, yeah, a great crack and just an amazing night. Party atmosphere mixed with a boxing event, a massive event in Fila. Scousers, Irish people, no animosity, just two men putting it on the line, fighting men, having an absolutely amazing fight. How good would that be? You know what I mean? It wouldn't have to be nasty, because I don't think I get nasty with Mick. I like him, I respect Jamie, respect them as a family, so I don't think I get nasty with them, you know what I mean? It wouldn't have to be like that. It could just be an absolutely amazing event.
And we know, obviously, I think we're going to get slaughtered by Pete in a minute for keeping you for so long before your training session. But when can fight fans expect to see you back?
Hopefully April. Yeah, I'm looking for a venue and an opponent. That's what we're looking at right now. But I think we've got a date and it's going to be April, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
And it's not sort of going too far down from obviously where you are at world title level. It's sort of trying to get another fight in and then look at world title again.
Yeah, we're just going below European level. There's fighters who are fighting for the European title who from England or what. Who I know I'm above, so it's just getting a bit of a putting a stamp on where I'm at. I know I'm around the top 10, get a fight, get a good win. Not disregarding anyone there, by the way, saying it like, oh yeah, I'll just get a win. It doesn't work like that, you know what I mean? I'll fight hard and I'll train hard and I'll win my next fight and I'll be back in the position to fight for the world title.
So listen, Jazza, thanks very much for your time and I'm sure we'll catch you again.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.